know there is a financial crisis going on at the moment, but we've decided not to take part in it. So, coming up now is a taster of what you can expect over the coming weeks.
3, 2, 1, go!
Wise men.
We are.
Oh, crikey, it's the Albanian Rozzers.
Look at the jungle!
We may have hit an Australian quite badly.
Get going! We nearly had it!
Could we have murdered someone a bit smaller?
Nobody knows! The door mirrors come off!
I think he could be a massive idiot.
Not even a dribble.
Here we go, Roman rallying.
I don't know where it is.
Oh, that gap's big enough.
Attention to this. This is the Transfăgăraș Highway in Romania, and we said a couple of years ago that this is the best road in the world. However, many Americans say, and they do tend to know everything, that in fact the best road in the world is the Blue Ridge Parkway in Virginia. So our producers said to us, we should pick any cars we liked, get over there and try it out. This is the road we'll be driving on. A snaking 500-mile ribbon of asphalt, scything through the lonesome pines we'll be using.
This is what I've brought. It's the Ferrari 458 Italia. And it is, in my view, the best car they currently make. And you can't actually argue about this, Clarkson, because you said on the television it was magnificent and one of the all-time greats.
I can argue, and I will, because although this is an excellent car, it isn't quite as excellent as the car I've brought along, which is this, the Mercedes SLS.
They're both wrong, because I brought the best car. I brought the Porsche 911 GT3 RS. Which is the best 911 and therefore the best car. That's an end of it.
Hammond, what you've brought, mate, is a knife to a gunfight.
Well, how'd you make that?
Well, let me explain, okay? Premiership, Johnston's Paint Trophy. How much is it?
Exactly. You think about it. It's half the price, pretty much, of the other two.
How much is it?
104,000.
It's not half the price.
Well, pretty much. How much is yours?
160.
Well, yeah.
170.
And by the time you put anything on it?
Well, 190.
There you go. This is half the price and still the best car.
It isn't.
Well, it is. Well, we shall see.
It's got stickers on it.
Porsche have given it an unusual little flamboyant touch, which is rare for Porsche.
It's got red wheels on
Yes,
a grey
they are.
car, which is not bad, but then the calipers are yellow. That looks stupid.
You're right. It's a colour disaster.
It is a colour
I've
disaster.
gone off it. It's a
And it's
fashion
got
crisis.
stickers.
I don't
Can I
care.
just say how nice it is to be the elder statesman here with the grown-up car.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
with those doors. Look at me, I'm an eagle and I'm here. Can you get an optional extra where you hit a button and CO2 flows out as you get out in a Darth Vader
I
costume?
admit the doors are a bit show-offy, but when I close them, that is pure elegance.
No, that is gigantic is what it is.
This appeals to someone who is 5.
Yes.
Yours appeals to someone who is 55 and thinks it won't work in a minute. This is for somebody who has taste, refinement. It is.
Sorry, it is obvious that that is a more modern car. It's a better.
We could have argued until sunset, but decided instead to see which was best with a blast on the Blue Ridge Parkway. Here we go. immediately there was a problem. 35-mile-an-hour speed limit. The Blue Ridge Parkway is 469 miles long. It can't all be 35 miles an hour. It can't be. I was right. It wasn't. It's now 25 miles an hour here, chaps.
What? I'm sure I get round here and there'll be another sign with a cross. Just go for it. But no. It turned out that the fastest you can ever drive on this road is 45.
We put it in the comfort setting. May as well, really.
This was hopeless, so we pulled over for a rethink.
The problem we've got is we can't go on because it'll take us 30 years to 100 yards. We can't go that way, because those are the woods of North Carolina. Squeal like a piggy.
Oh, I don't want to squeal like a piggy.
And it's full of Huron who cut your head off last of the movie.
Oh.
Yeah, I saw that. So that way, down there,
What's over there?
NASCAR country. 90% of the world's NASCAR teams are in that view.
Banjos, Huron, good old boys, V8s, stakes.
Absolutely, V8s. I have a V8 and you have a V8 and you...
Flat 6, which is better. It's just better.
Freed from the Stanner Stairlift Highway, even James went a bit mad. That's a pretty good noise. That isn't.
I've so brought the best car.
That Porsche is no match for this. The most powerful, naturally aspirated engine in the world. But there's more to the SLS than just brute force. This may look and sound like a muscle car, like an angry, but underneath it's very technical, it's very European. The gearbox is at the back for better weight distribution, and it's the same double-clutch 7-speed box Ferrari use in the California. The front shaft is made from carbon fibre, so it only weighs 4 kilograms. The body, the chassis, everything.
This isn't a supercar. It's a sports car. It's been lightened, stripped out. It sacrifices rear seats, yes, but it just feels alive. Direct, immediate. The other two are going to give all the admiring looks, yes, but that's the point. I'm not driving around in this for other people's benefit. I'm driving around in this because I love driving it.
Meanwhile, in the high-tech Ferrari, the man from 1947 was having a bit of a struggle. James, how are you getting on with your steering wheel?
You've no idea how it works, have you?
Don't want to sound old-fashioned or like you're stuck in the mud, but you've got the 2 paddles to change the gears. There are 6 little switches and buttons behind for the stereo. The indicators, they're 2 buttons on the wheel. The headlamp, that high and low beam, that's there. And the windscreen wipers and the windscreen washers are there. The comfort suspension setting, the engine start button. All that on the steering wheel. I mean, there's nothing for the rest of the car to do. Now, that's all very clever. That is the modern way.
As Victor Meldrew droned on, we plunged deeper into North Carolina. The birthplace of what is by far the world's #1 spectator sport, NASCAR. Always wanted to go to a NASCAR track. So we did, and a rather special one. It's not a modern 250,000-litre Leviathan. It's Wilkesboro Speedway, America's first oval track. This is where NASCAR began.
Wow. There is something desperately spooky about a disused racetrack.
The historic tarmac was very tempting, and luckily the mayor and the lady who runs the track were around. So we asked if we could have a little go. If we promise to behave ourselves, quiet.
If you
Just for
promise.
just for nostalgia's sake.
Raise your hand. I promise.
I promise.
Okay. I solemnly
I
promise.
solemnly promise.
If I wreck, I wreck.
If I wreck, I wreck.
If I die, I die.
If I die, I die.
Yeah, you're good. Go.
High five.
You're right.
I've never high-fived a mayor before. Right, chaps. Little drive. But I have solemnly promised with my hand in the air that we wouldn't go fast. Sadly, though, we forgot. Put it in Sport Plus. Now, let's go!
Oh no, we are actually now racing. We are the biggest men on God's earth.
I wasn't being thick, actually. I was trying to coax James into a problem. Hammond, what is it that happens when you drive a Ferrari 458 very fast on a hot day?
I believe it catches fire.
Yeah, only a few have caught fire.
So far, it's only been on sale a few months. 5 Ferrari 458s have burned to a crisp because the glue in the rear wheel arches gets too hot and burns the car out. Can't you imagine James is relaxing in there? Thanks for that.
Because the car didn't catch fire, Jeremy got bored and became a yobbo.
Are you going to ask to kick out on this thing? Yes!
This can only end badly.
And with a certain inevitability, it did. Whoa.
Well done. Well done.
I think that we don't need to do any more driving. However, there was in fact a long way to go, which meant I needed to replace the ruined tyre. And the SLS doesn't have a spare. But then, Boss Hogg stepped in.
This is Robert Johnson, the mayor of North Wilkesboro. Howard Myers, I need your help. You need to get Tom McNeil back down to his tire shop for us to get a tire put on this Mercedes. Have him to call me. Edie Watt, chop chop.
I don't think Boris Johnson would do this
I
for
was
us.
just thinking that was quite a surprise call from the mayor.
Yeah. Down at the tyre shop, the fitter only spoke hillbilly.
I got old 4040. It takes a rim clamp to change them. Oh, shoot, what's his name down there? Used to be on Main Street, and he's over at Swamp's old building. David Minton. He got a rim clamp. And
Roughly translated, he didn't have the right tyre. So Boss Hogg got back on the phone and found another man who thought he might have something suitable in stock. Will they go on those wheels?
yes.
Let's go. It's only a mile down the road, and he's got these tyres in.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah, when someone like us go.
Are you going to just leave me?
I
thought I would.
Yeah.
Like you do.
Okay. I don't. You see, I don't make a fuss.
Do you
Do
like badger
I?
plate? It's not going to be the same without the big ape, is it?
What a bit, honestly.
He is a yobbo, though, isn't he? I've been 4 laps and he trashed it just by messing.
While the midget and the pedant drove on to that night's hotel, I pulled in at tyre shop number 2, where I hoped the owner would be easier to understand. I think this will work.
Oh, yeah.
It will.
We've got a cheating tank back here. We'll iron it. It's just a tank that'll shoot our at one time.
However, in the back I met a man who did speak a bit of English, and he explained how in the 1940s the original NASCAR drivers had started out as bootleggers running moonshine. So the idea was you put the big engines to outrun the police.
Yes, exactly.
That was the idea, and then that's how NASCAR was born. People racing the cars they'd built for
They built a little dirt track down there, and
bootleggers to see who had the fastest
who had
car
the fastest car.
that they'd built to outrun the police.
Yeah.
That's
And
how
then
it all
they just
began.
started running their cars racing each other, right?
Yeah.
While I was soaking up the local history, James and Richard had arrived at the overnight halt.
It's not a motel, it's a bit posher than that. have actually got garages on them, and that's quite good. Brookside, isn't it?
Yeah, we're going to be in a soap opera. Nice.
Do you know this song?
Steve Earle.
Yeah.
Copperhead Road.
Copperhead
It's
Road.
all about doing up cars to run moonshine.
Copperhead Road.
Copperhead Road.
This was the most memorable tyre shop I'd ever been to. However, nothing they had on the shelves would fit the Merc's massive rims. Nope. Which left me with just one option. So I'm now driving on a ruined tyre, 115 miles to the hotel where we've been booked into by the producers, which is in Virginia, which is in another state. With a bit of luck, I'll have fallen asleep at the wheel when the tyre bursts. Pick that up later on. But now it's time to do the news. And the big news is, James and Richard have both had a...
It was the end of my midlife crisis, so I lost the hair.
Yes, and you actually think it's ended dressed as Adam and the Ants?
I've moved on.
What would
It's
you
not-
do if I sang out of tune, Hammond?
But you can shut up, because in that film you would look like Ted Nugent, and now you've come here like Kojak. Where's he gone?
It is noticeable, mate.
That from a man, ladies and gentlemen, who presumably was bald until puberty. It is traditional at this time of the year that we take a look at some of the excellent gift items available this Christmas for the motorist in your life.
You're reading from a catalogue. Anyway, look. As we've established, in that film, you're a Porsche enthusiast.
Yes, I am.
So what I've got for you here is a Porsche design training shoe. £310.
Presumably, if it's a Porsche, the laces are extra.
Oh yes, and the soles, and this bit.
Sir wants 2 shoes.
Oh yes, if you want two shoes, that's 1,900.
I am indeed a Porsche fan. You are a Mercedes fan, are you not?
Yes, I am.
So I'm sure you'd be very interested in the shirt Mercedes are encouraging their customers to buy this year. And I've got one for you here. Here is the Mercedes shirt. It's a vest. With truck.
Not to say
It's a vest.
that is.
It's a vest. The truck
It's
of it
not
on it.
Mercedes.
It
though.
is, mate. Look, it says Mercedes
It is.
on it. Yes, that is
It's the
Mercedes.
Bruce Willis look.
Ramsey Nesbitt. Beer and egg yolk stains are extra.
I would rather have that than a Porsche car.
Really?
I would. Now, you know those air fresheners you can get for cars, okay? And they're always what they call Mountain Dew and Spring
Alpine
Breeze.
Stream.
Yeah, they're just, all they are really is just mildly scented bottles of sick, okay? Now, how much better would it be if your air freshener smelled of bacon? I mean, that'd be brilliant. Everybody likes, well, not Jews and Muslims or pigs, because then they think they're on fire. But not them.
But nobody can make a bacon air freshener.
Well, that, you see, is where you're wrong. Bacon air freshener in your car.
That's a proper idea.
Now, this is genuinely a brilliant Christmas present idea. Let's just pop it open, and then we shall invite people to smell. Can I smell that?
Bacon.
Just. Yes, bacon. Seriously.
It's not fresh bacon.
I actually think that this could cure vegetarianism. If a vegetarian gets in your car and that's dangling, they'll want a meat pie in a jiffy. Now,
I
moving
would like
on, more
bacon.
Christmas presents.
Yes, moving on. Another gift. This is bachelors. This is important. Pay attention. At some point, any day soon, you might persuade a lady to come back to your pad. And at some point in the evening, as things are warming up, maybe you're going to want to dim the lights. And that is where this comes in. It's a Bugatti dimmer switch. She is going to operate that. And
Thing is, though, at some point she may say to you, the lady, after she's fiddled with your dinner switch, what time is it? And you can produce your steering wheel clock. And this will tell her the time and that you're a motoring enthusiast.
No, actually, oh dear, she might say, I've broken a nail, but that's okay, because this novelty nail clippers, there you go, in the shape of a car. Look at that.
You could try and change the mood. Would you like a cup of coffee, my darling? And here it is, in this piston mug.
Or maybe she is a sophisticated and would like a glass of Chablis, but that's okay because you can put it on this tasteful, steering wheel coaster.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter if she doesn't finish the Chablis because this gear stick stopper will keep it fresh until another lady comes round.
Slick. Yeah. No, sticking with gear sticks. I have a gear stick toothpick for the lady.
What, that's a toothpick?
Well, only if you get Astor Ransom back to your flat.
Or Janet Street Porter.
Either way.
Yes, no, actually, on the subject of Janet Street Porter, if you do get a toothy woman back, you might want to show them this, which is, it's a model that you make of an internal combustion engine.
Wow.
Yes, now, here's one that I made earlier. There we are. You draw the lady over, she's seen your dinner switch, and she can see the pistons going up and down. Look at that, and you can see the spark plugs flashing if I push that light. Look at that.
Oh, mate, that's going to work better than a dozen oysters. This is going to be hot. She'll be pouring the ground by now.
Would that do it for you?
You are in for a whole night of suck, squeeze, bang, love.
What? Is that the right order?
It is for that.
I'd like to introduce something for which, at first, I thought I'm going to struggle to find a motoring application, because what it is this machine is controlled by your iPhone with an app, and it flies up in the air, and there's a camera on it there. And I thought, hang on a second, that could be very useful. Imagine if you're in a traffic jam, you're wondering, oh no, what's caused it? Open the sunroof, send this out.
So it's like a traffic drone.
Yeah, it sends a picture to your phone, so you can have a look. Oh, look, that's what's caused it. I'll turn around.
No, just so you know what we're on about, this is the phone. Just hold it up. So it's actually sending a picture to this telephone of me.
Yeah.
So you can fly it about and control it from your telephone. How brilliant is that? Now, this is around 300 quid or so it's quite a lot of money. But it is actually very easy to fly. As I'm going to...
Are you sure you should be doing this, mate?
Yes, I'm the man for
Your
the
complete
job.
inability to do anything technical or practical.
There it
Oh,
goes.
oh, God, people are going to get hurt.
Look at this.
No.
Tilt the phone forward.
You've fused the light.
It actually says cut out emergency on the screen.
There you go, you've broken the studio.
No.
Well, you've broken it.
I've broken it a bit, but I think, listen, we've got enough.
No, I've got this.
Oh,
That's fine, that's not at all distracting. Brian, has that thing really fused the lights?
Yes, it has.
No, listen, we've got a million motoring-related candles here, which is like these.
Yes, you're right. Nice and candle.
Let's make it a Christmas scene in here, plus these candles will make it a lot warmer for everyone. Ow, upset parts of my thumb.
This is very nice and oh, hang on. I'll hold the candle up near where you are, and then we can see where you are.
Are we all right? Can you see us all right? Are we on the screen? I think this is better.
This is quite nice. Now, normally at this point in the programme, we would have a high-performance car out on the track, and the Stig would be setting a time in it for us, but of course we can't because he's gone.
He has.
Yeah.
Stig has.
Yeah.
We're like Genesis now.
We're not like Genesis.
We are, and then there were three.
I hate Genesis.
I ate the Stig.
Well,
Mind you, at least we know his real name now.
What?
Judas Iscariot.
well, let's get back to our film. Because Jeremy, annoyingly, had managed to nurse his Mercedes with a ruined rear tyre to the hotel in Virginia, and we pick up the action the following morning.
We were woken early, partly by the noise at the front of our chalet, and partly by the noise at the back. Sorry, James.
It didn't open.
Morning.
Morning. How are you?
What?
Oh, great.
What is this about?
It was the man with the strimmer at 5:30, I like. What? Oh, yeah.
I know, it's a new range. They're ever so fashionable. Chaps, there's a racetrack in the garden.
There are golf resorts and skiing resorts, but this is a motor racing resort. A hotel with tea and coffee making facilities in the rooms and in the garden. The Virginia International Raceway. Paul Newman described this place as heaven on earth, so we put new tyres on the SLS and went for a spin. Okay, here we go, Virginia International Raceway.
Right, red light's coming on. The gear changes are just spectacular. There's those little moustache things on the front, the rubbery bits you can see in the grille. They actually deform at speed. And that way they improve the airflow and increase the downforce at the same time. Now, what's this?
James has gone off like a scalded proverbial. The Porsche has 450 horsepower, 110 less than the Ferrari, but I was confident that despite this, I could catch James. That mechanical grip, everything working to keep those back wheels on the deck, the width, the tyres, and of course where the engine is. This is a track-bred car. This is what it's for.
The SLS, on the other hand, is not a track-bred car. Looks like a big corner. How hard can it be? Oh, dearie me. I may have got the tail out a bit there. Richard's Porsche, that was designed specific... Oh, heavens above. How can it have gone off? Just so insanely tail-happy.
Up the track, my little Porsche was closing in on the Ferrari. Go, 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 go! Catch him! Ferrari's got the legs on me on the straight. Nothing I can do about that. My only chance then was to catch him in the corners. Oh, it's ramming brakes, not fading. Boy, am I glad of that, because this is some punishment they're getting. In the dog with the waggly tail.
Oh my God. Every time you go near the throttle, the back's out. But actually, I couldn't care less about catching Richard and James. This is the thing about this car. You can hurl it about, smoke pouring from the rear end. And you're going unbelievably slowly, but with a massive smile on your face. That is the AMG way. They're quicker than me, but I'm laughing, and I bet they're not. I was right, because their race was getting serious.
Brake, you idiot.
Oh, there you go. Gaining a little bit there.
Blind hill! Haven't got my chuff.
No! Oh, could have had him there. Come on, keep with him. Keep the power on to over this one. Big one. Yeah, that might put me out. Yes!
Well, as we know, viewers, staying on the track is all part of racing.
So, even with Captain Slow at the wheel, the Ferrari had ruled the track. And Jeremy, who'd gone through yet another set of tyres, good to see he's learning at his usual rate, look at it, was typically gracious in defeat.
I mean, obviously on the straight I could easily have you.
Could you?
Yeah. On a straight line this will munch you.
I don't think it will.
I could walk past you.
I don't know, you see. Do you want £5 on it? On television?
£5 says that in a straight line.
A drag race.
A drag race, I have you. But before we could do the race, a challenge arrived. At this racetrack, you can do so much more than race your car. You can also, for instance, learn how to do a drive-by shooting. To see which of your cars has the most stable ride, an instructor will drive while you shoot at a target through the passenger window.
Well, I didn't see that coming. It's quite clever if you think about it, because it's bumpy.
Hang on,
it works.
How big's the target?
Are we allowed to open the window first?
We'll choose the target, I think, gentlemen. We'll choose the target.
First, though, we were given weapons training, which made Jeremy Van Dam very excited.
Insert it in the bottom firmly.
Oh, like that.
With a good grip, it's going to, in a sense, not kick up so much. But nice and firm grip, and as you punch straight out, sight in on the target. If you hold it up on the target, fire.
In the throat. Got him in the heart and the spleen.
Eventually, it was time to tear Van Closen away,
Got him in the face.
because it was time to put up the targets. And then work out a scoring system.
50, 50, 100, 10.
That's probably the industry standard, sir.
Yeah.
Magnum PI was the first to go.
He's got to go for testes.
He will do.
Go for the plums. It's awesome.
He got his arse. He shot him in the arse and the elbow.
What's he doing? What are you doing?
Turning him round
Why?
so I can shoot him in the back, because that's how it's done. In the back.
What, you mean so he'll just be having a normal day thinking everything's going fine?
Yeah, maybe thinking about seeing his mates and doing something together, and then he'll be shot in the back. That's what I thought would be nice to do.
He looks like Don Johnson out of Miami Vice.
He does, actually.
Wow.
It's disturbing, isn't it?
It is a man who lives in the countryside, drives a Land Rover, and is that good with a gun.
I went to art college, you know. May have been wasting my time. It then turned out that the SLS had clearly been designed with drive-by shootings in mind. Yeah, I didn't think of that. Hang on, what pistol's he supposed to be using?
Safety is off. I'm on fire! How?
Once Jeremy had been put out, we totted up my score.
You've got him in the stomach.
That's so close.
Close to the testes, those are in this area. So, James May, you have scored 80 points.
The backwoodsman, however, did even better.
150.
50.
Oh, 50, yes, you got a headshot. 145.
Then it was Jeremy's turn.
So it's 100 for the plum shot. 20, 30, 40, 50. 175.
Yeah.
205.
15.
245 points.
John, there
In
really is
the-
respect.
Ride test, stick shooting drive-by competition.
Yes.
The next morning, we were told to head to New York City. A lifetime away, thanks to the insane speed limits.
James.
Yeah.
I'm bored. I was just thinking exactly that, but I was too bored to pick up the radio today.
Shall we see? No, we mustn't see who's got the fastest car here, must we?
Well, I'll tell you what, let's have a race from 45 to 55 miles an hour.
Right, that's a good idea. The shortest race in history. Right, Hammond, give us a cue, give us a cue.
Ready, and
Go!
I won.
that is not a spectator sport.
Right, Hammond, you come up front and we'll have SLS Virginia.
3, 2, 1, go!
Yeah!
My new motorsport kept us entertained until lunchtime, when we asked the sat-nav in Jeremy's Mercedes to find us a restaurant.
Right, restaurants, African cuisine, Austrian, Balkan, Belgian. What do you want?
I want Vulcan. Get me Vulcan.
Sadly, there weren't any of those restaurants in Virginia.
Small Coke? Small Coke, thanks. Do you know, I discovered a flaw with the American way. You can buy a small Coke, and it's like $1, or a big one, which is $2, because you get more, but you get free refills. So why would you buy a big one unless you were a bit thick?
I can't take you seriously in those sunglasses.
Well, I'm gone.
Oh, sorry. Damn, I've come on another film shoot with 2 style gurus.
After lunch, we made a small detour to Washington, D.C., which was nothing like it appears in the films.
It's like I'm walking along playing with his testicles.
So we left again, ploughing towards Maryland, where James and Jeremy decided to settle their wager.
James, look at that. That sign, drag racing.
You're off? Let's do it.
Not a lot of point in Hammond taking part in this because his Johnston Paint Trophy car is no match for the Premiership here. This is a big battle we're about to do. Ferrari versus AMG. The raceway was extremely slippery, but both our cars were fitted with sophisticated launch control systems. Right, put it in drive, engage the sport setting on the traction control,
Turn everything off, then you select first gear,
turn the gearbox all the way around, confirm I want it,
press this button, PS, then whoop, off I go.
The idea of launch control is to minimize wheel spin in conditions like these.
Here we go.
Here we go. That's the worst launch control in history.
Mine doesn't work either, but the Ferrari system learns the surface. I'm going to do it again.
Americans could do this.
For the actual race, we decided to ditch the launch controls and do the start ourselves. Here we go. Go! That didn't work either, so we lined up the cars once more and put the gearboxes in automatic. Go! But no matter what we did, it was a mess. Eventually, by being extremely cautious, I got the Ferrari to the end of the drag run. Being gentle. But Jeremy can't do gentle. I won and you two in fact lost.
I wasn't even in it.
Never mind that. You were too heavy-footed as usual, Clarkson.
Yes, but just because you're light in your loafers, it doesn't mean anything.
You two just stop arguing.
No.
Yes, because it is now time to put a star in our reasonably priced car. Now, my guest tonight is responsible for making some of my all-time favourite films. Slumdog Millionaire, Trainspotting, 28 Days Later, the list goes on and on. His latest film is the true story about a man who cuts his own arm off. So, inappropriate though it may be, given the circumstances, would you please put your hands together for Danny Boyle? I've been looking through your car history, and am I right in saying you're not really a car person?
I'm not really. And the only exciting car I've had really was an Alfa Romeo. But it was only a 156, and it was like, and I just got so many points so quickly. It's like they say, cars like that, they just attract policemen, thieves, and girls. And there weren't any girls attracted by it, so I gave it up.
So the Alfa, the only decent car you had, and you need to have an Alfa to be a petrolhead. You can't be one unless you've had an Alfa. You sold because it was too quick.
Yes.
Right, so that's good. It means we don't have to talk about cars, we can talk about your films, which I'm afraid I'm much more interested in. if you don't mind me saying, what I really love about your stuff is that you never really know what the next Danny Boyle film's going to be. I mean, Trainspotting's completely different, say, to Slumdog Millionaire.
I'm really touched by that, because it didn't do very well, actually. In fact, nobody went to see it. In fact, there was a lot of those people are here, because as I was walking around the back, there were lots of people looking at me, thinking, who's he?
Yeah.
No, but I think I have this theory that your first film is always your best film. And you can only ever make one film, like you can only lose your virginity once, but you should always try and get back to that state if you can.
What, losing your virginity again?
If you can. That would be perfect.
But your first feature was that was Shallow Grave.
Yeah.
So then you would say then that was your best film? Or would you say that was better than Trainspotting?
My dad certainly thinks so, because he's seen every single one of my films, and he says the same thing every time. He says, well, it was good, but it wasn't as good as Shallow Grave. And he said that every single time, including Slumdog Millionaire.
Well, Slumdog Millionaire, I believe he told someone he thought it was reasonable. Now then, the new film, 127 Hours. Tell us about that.
So it's about this guy, Aaron Ralston, who got trapped in a canyon in 2003 in Utah in America. A small rock fell on his arm and pinned him, and he couldn't move. He was trapped standing up, but he couldn't move for 6 days, and after 6 days, with a blunt penknife, he cut his right arm off in order to get out of there.
Did you consider the idea of him cutting his arm off in a sort of wide shot? Because I have to tell you, it is pretty gruesome. I mean, you do see, and the noise as well of the bone.
The bone breaking, yes, that's pretty tough.
No, it is. It's a magnificent film. Now, you've been chosen to sort of head up the Olympic opening ceremony.
And I know you're delighted about that.
We had the mayor here, Boris Johnson, not that long ago, and I made many suggestions to him. Has he put any of our suggestions to you?
He didn't mention anything about the youth sector.
So, what are you going to have as the opening ceremony if Boris Johnson hasn't gone for our ideas?
We're going to have something very different to Beijing, because Beijing was the ultimate opening ceremony.
I thought you meant the closing ceremony where the British had a London bus and David Beckham kicked the ball.
You were a big fan of that.
Well, that didn't really work.
We won't be doing that, no.
So not that, but not the big 200 million Chinese people.
No, because you can't. The British won't tolerate that. You can't. You know, they supposedly they rehearsed in nappies. So that because, you know, if they're rehearsing like 4,000 people and they all want a toilet break, it's a nightmare. So supposedly they made them rehearse in nappies.
You're joking.
No, that's what I heard, yeah.
Because you said you're going to do something intimate.
It'll be spectacular as well. But it'll be more intimate than you realise.
Will it be as spectacular as something I've just thought of?
Come on, tell us.
Okay, what I'm saying, okay, the gates come up, the gates are on fire. Some Jags come in, ex-KRs, on full opposite lock, on fire. Man is on fire. He runs along and leaps into the big sorcery thing with the flames, and then that goes on fire. The crowd could be on fire. Every single thing, because then it would be like Top Gear.
Great, okay. Actually, watch the space. There is a man on fire, but he's on a bicycle, which you will sort of approve of and sort of not.
No, unless you're a cyclist on fire. Quite like the sound of that. Now, obviously, you came down here.
Yes.
I thought rather bravely, not being a car person particularly, to have a go round the lap. Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, it's spectacular. I mean, it probably isn't very good for you to watch, but I enjoyed it so much, I can't tell you.
Because we had one big problem, because every single guest that has ever come here, they're taught to drive round our track by the splitter. This is now called a sack stick. So we had to bring a man out of retirement, go to an old people's home. We actually used Tiffany Dell, ladies and gentlemen. Tiffany Dell was the man that taught you. What was he like now? He's, 150?
He was excellent.
Was he?
Oh, yeah, he was excellent. He was very good. And provided I've done it in less than 127 seconds, I'm okay. That's the task of it.
127. That's a good target to set yourself. Who'd like to see Danny's lap? Yeah! Let's have a look. Look at that reasonably priced brown car go.
Wheel spin.
That is slippery.
That's better on the limiter, Danny. Tiff would have been proud of that. He said to watch the limiter. That's thick, though, you.
There's one in there somewhere, right? Wow, that's taking it very wide there. This is obviously Tiff's line.
too wide.
Now, you see, that looks slow, but trust
Get
me.
on the power. Get on the power, come on.
No, don't get on the power, and you haven't, you see. Keep it tidy.
Yeah.
All
Nah,
right.
not very good.
You look like Jim Bowen there. That was a worry. Now, the hammerhead, are you going to
So slow.
It looks slow, but that is always the quickest way.
When you're inside it, it feels so fast. It's unbelievable. Right, come on. Full throttle. Oh, handle, things come off. Gear handle.
The gear lever came off. Well, that would slow you down a bit. That doesn't look like the gear.
That's a great camera there.
Yeah, that's... Now then, that's another very wide line, but I like the way in. It's very good. And you've stayed on. Now we're going around Gambon without any problem. And there we are, ladies and gentlemen, across the line! I'm just thinking, is the next Danny Boyle film going to be The Fast and the Furious 32? Can we have a car film from Danny Boyle? Can we have Mad Max 4?
I'd love to make a proper car film, like a Mad Max film.
Mad Max would be brilliant. Did you see Doomsday? That was a good one.
Yeah, I
Good
did,
car stuff.
yeah.
Except it was shot in Spain and he hoped we'd think it was Scotland. No, it wasn't raining. Right, come on then. Where do you think you've come? It was wet. So these are the wet times here. Angelina Jolie. That's not the actual Angelina Jolie. That was Bill Bailey pretending to be Angelina Jolie. With a 150.8. That's the fastest we've ever had in that car.
Wow.
Danny Boyle, you did it in 1:47.8, which means you have done the fastest ever wet lap. The Stig has been coming here and slowing celebrities down. Now you've got the pensioner out of retirement, obviously. Or it could be you've got a natural talent you've only just discovered.
To drive fast
And that
cars.
really was the first time you've ever done in anger on a track in your whole life.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's a remarkable achievement.
It's such a buzz, Jeremy. Thank you for letting me do it. It's really, it's a great
If
day.
there's any thank yous to be done, it's the other way. I've wanted to meet you for years and years. Ladies and gentlemen, Danny Boyle!
Okay, it is now time for the third and final part of our Trans-America Drive film.
Yeah, we're on our way to New York in the Mercedes SLS, the Ferrari 458, and the brilliant Porsche GT3 RS. And we rejoin the action on a bridge near some water. Chaps, obviously I'm aware of this, but, just for the record, where are we?
Well, we've done Maryland. I think we're in Pennsylvania now.
Righto, Pennsylvania it is. I like it.
After a while, we found ourselves in Amish country, which we thought would be full of people in aprons, building barns and drinking lemonade.
I love to see horse and carriage. Look at that, that's fantastic.
However, we were in for a shock. It does say that, doesn't it?
Yeah, I thought
It does.
It does say that.
Yes, it does. That's what it says. And it is the name of the town. It's not saying...
Yes, it is. It's welcome to that.
You don't think there was a hamlet called Foreplay down there we should have popped into first?
We quickly left Amish country, delighted a few hours later to find ourselves approaching somewhere a bit less smutty. Well, this is it. New York. And the following morning, we were told to report to Brooklyn for a challenge. Right. You have been booked to appear at 11 o'clock this morning on an American chat show. The studio is on West 59th Street, near its junction with 11th Avenue. There's only time for one of you to appear, so the first to arrive gets the gig.
Can I just ask?
What?
Can I just see it? It doesn't say I can't use my sat nav.
Nor me.
Well,
Or you can use...
haven't
you can
got
use yours.
sat-nav.
Should we do it? We've got an hour.
yes, yeah.
Right, in
So,
3, 2,
Well, I did it.
go.
Okay.
Set navigation, City of Manhattan.
where's... How do you enter West 59th in a sat nav?
It's not easy, but luckily I've managed it. Goodbye. Looking good, looking good.
Done it. Go.
Up ahead, the Porsche was on Brooklyn Bridge, zooming towards Manhattan, which made Stuart Little very nervous.
No, no. Oh, God, look at it. It's huge. I'm a country boy, that's just a fact. It is terrifying me. They're just big and complicated and full of people to shout at you.
Here we go. The producers had given us only one rule. We weren't allowed to use the ring roads that go up Manhattan's shoreline. But no matter, us sat-nav boys were feeling pretty relaxed. Hello, America. Manhattan TV studio, and then the world.
Hammond will be desperate to get there first, because ever since he was a fetus, he's been destined to appear on American television, with his teeth and his hair and everything.
What do I want? Go on Pearl Street to Park Road South? I don't know. I don't know.
James steamed into Manhattan full of confidence.
Park Road South, keep right. Centre, keep left, yes.
But soon, he had a problem.
I lost the satellite signal. Oh, God, it's the building.
Annoyingly, though, Manhattan suited James's love of order and logic, because the streets are laid out in a numbered grid system.
You can only go four ways. You can go east or west, or you can go north or south. There's no windy stuff, or there's very little in the way of diagonal stuff. I concentrate.
In the SLS, the sat-nav was not affected by the buildings, but it was being very German. Ah, you see, look, it's the sat-nav has selected the ring road. Look, it's trying to take me up. I can't do that. I drove deeper into the heart of the city to force the system to think again. The sat-nav's still trying to make me go on the ring road. I can't do that.
Prepare to turn left.
No! I can't go on the ring road. I'll shut her up. I'll just keep heading north until I get to 59th Street. How hard can that be?
All of us were now relying on intelligence alone to find the TV studio. And if I'm honest, that did put Stuart Little at a bit of a disadvantage.
No, no. I don't want to go. No. How do I not go in the tunnel? I'm not going to panic. 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 I've indicated with windscreen wipers. That's bad.
Right, I'm going north. We'll start to count off street numbers in a minute, and I just keep going until I get to 59.
Captain OCD was making storming progress.
14th Street. This is good. What about Jezzeries?
Annoyingly, the northbound street I'd selected was a bit busy. Nothing I can do. I'm completely jammed in. Tick-tock, 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 tick. No point panicking. Move!
23rd Street, they're tumbling. I was so confident, I decided to weave round bottlenecks. Down there, it's easy.
East 14th Street. I've got to go 59. And I've now got 36 minutes to get there. Still, could be worse. It's Hammond! That's Hammond!
Oh, that doesn't... What am I doing wrong?
At that moment, I was asking myself the same question. Done it wrong.
I mustn't clout the rear alloy on the corner of that. Right, now it's the back wheel over there. Good?
Having lost valuable time, I decided to stick to the main streets. Avenue of the Americas. This is good.
This is an astonishing road, this, the Avenue of the Americas. Look at that. Concrete canyon. I think I just saw James over there. Yes! Look what I found.
Jezza. That's interesting.
It was very tempting to finally see which of our cars was the fastest. We mustn't do this. And then we decided that we must. Better go manual.
This burst of acceleration could decide who goes on American television.
Sadly, before the race was done, we hit traffic, so I braked and bailed next left.
Oh, he's turned off. Oh, very bold. Jeremy and I were now trying different tactics. He was wiggling in the back streets, and I was on the big road, hoping the lights would be kind. This race is now a race. 47th, 48th, 49th, 10 to go. It's just green, green, green.
My plan hadn't worked, and I was in a complete tangle. Broadway's one way. Oh no! What's the next one? If I go to 7th. Oh, don't tell me 7th is one way as well. It is. So I have to go left. Oh, spiffy. This is just ludicrous. There's only one road goes...
Broadway? Isn't that where the theatres are? Look at that! Look at that! I am on Broadway. Broadway. Hang on, Broadway's... I'm going the wrong way.
All green lights. Look at this. 6, 57. I wonder if it's Letterman. 58. Right, this is 59th. Hello, America. This is James May in the latest Ferrari.
Come on!
All I had to do was stick with 59th Street for 5 blocks. Keep going. But at this roundabout, 59th Street just stopped.
Oh, God.
Oh, this is where it gets difficult. Now I was relying on my famously brilliant sense of direction. Going that way. That was a hunch. Jeremy, meanwhile, had decided to replace navigation with raw power.
Come on!
Oh, God above. Can Amsterdam Avenue be one way? What is the point? Right, I'll go across. Oh, I can't go down there.
All the lights are green. And 53.
63. That's pedestrian eye. Oh, it's all going wrong. Let me go down the street, for God's sake.
Now I've got to get across. 9. I want to go out of 11. It's near the junction with 11.
Here we go. West End Avenue. Lovely work. 5 streets to go.
10. 11. Pop up here. Come on!
61. 60.
58. 59. Oh, no, that's not possible. There's a Ferrari. I cannot believe it. Meanwhile,
Avenue of the Americas is here. That's what I want. There you go. Aha! Gonna launch my career in America.
Stuart was quite upset when he finally arrived. Disappointed?
Got it, that's it.
Lars, in your beetle.
Yeah.
Don't be disappointed.
Well, it's Mr.
James is in there.
In there?
You think he's been talking to Letterman, don't you?
Yeah.
Or Good Morning America?
Yeah.
It isn't there.
Inhale, come up. You should feel a beautiful stretch in your adductor muscles on the inside of your left thigh. Inhale, come up. Bring both your arms up to shoulder height. Let's turn to the right side. Bring your legs out about 3 to 4 feet apart. So let's inhale. Now start exhaling. Glide your hands down the back of your body. Bend your knees if you have to. Take a break.
There we are. No question at all. The Mercedes was the best car.
Oh, yeah, apart from the fact it was so tail-happy it needed a new set of tyres every 500 yards.
Look, the Ferrari was the best looking. It got me to the studio first. It was the fastest round the track.
It costs twice as much as the Porsche.
Listen, Stuart, you are out of this one, okay? And we are completely out of time. No, we really are. This programme is already 67 minutes long, yes? Thing is, though, James is insisting we settle our £5 bet. Here we go. Now we'll find out which is the quickest.
3, 2, 1.
That is a remarkable getaway by the Fezzer.
I've got 563 horsepower. He's only got 562. Let's see that extra horse. Here it comes.
That is remarkably close. Look at it.
Come on! Come on!
I'm going to get it by a nose. Yes! Yes!
Photo here. Look at that. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. No, it really was that close. It was. I'm afraid it's a draw.
We've got to keep the fibre. But on that bombshell, it is now time to end. We shall be back on Boxing Day at 8 o'clock with our annual Christmas special, in which we are the three wise men and we go from the east, Iraq to be precise, to the birthplace of the baby Jesus in Bethlehem. We hope to see you then, but in the meantime, please have a very, very happy Christmas. Good night.